time for our press review. We are going to take a look at the main headlines of our Egyptian daily. But first of all, allow me to welcome our guest for today, Dr. Rauof Garrar. He is a political and economic analyst. Good morning, Doctor.
To you, my dear.
Right, let's first of all start by taking a look at Al newspaper. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi opened an exhibition called Turathuna, Our Heritage, of heritage arts, products and handicrafts from different Egyptian governorates on Wednesday. El-Sisi met with the exhibitors and entrepreneurs from different governorates and encouraged them to expand and increase production to create new job opportunities. The four-day exhibition, which is being held at the International Exhibition Center in New Cairo, is organized by the state's Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency. El-Sisi directed the amount of financial support provided to the exhibition by the MSMED be increased. So talking about this important exhibition, and of course this, as we mentioned now, in addition to the job opportunities, what are markets for the small and medium enterprises, yes, for the entrepreneurs as well?
Yes. I mean, we've said that repeatedly at micro and small and medium industries and businesses are the future, and the government has to give really a very big importance to this sector. Rightly said, it employs a lot of people. Maybe it allows people to work from their own homes. I mean, it gives the opportunity to a lot of people to work, and it does not require a big investment. So again, from all sides, it is very beneficial for the economy, and I see that we are giving more and more allocations for such small entrepreneurs and this kind of business, and I'm sure that this is the first time I think the president inaugurates or even visits. I've seen it years ago, so this means that the whole government is behind the small and medium enterprises, which I hope they will, I'm sure they will do good.
Right, and moving on to Akhbar al-Yom newspaper. Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri and his Jordanian counterpart Ayman al-Safadi stressed on the importance of Egypt-Jordan strategic bilateral relations. The two ministers held phone calls on Wednesday, during which they agreed on the importance of boosting Egyptian-Jordan ties in all domains. And they also tackled the latest regional developments and the best way to respond to them in a way that serves the interests of the two countries.
Sure. I mean, we are the first-degree neighbor with Palestine, and this gives the bilateral relation between Jordan and Egypt a strategic importance, and we have to agree on all matters, particularly regarding this issue. And the more we meet and the more we agree, the more the negotiation position and power of the Palestinians is good, and this is exactly what we should do. Of course, that's beside the commercial relations, and we have a lot of Egyptians working there. And I mean, we have a lot of common interests. So it is important to exchange views and to coordinate and to have an identical point of view regarding regional issues, and particularly the Palestinian crisis.
Right, and taking a look at another headline, this time from Al-Watan newspaper. Al-Azhar Grand Imam Ahmad al-Tayyib said on Wednesday that the institution exerted a great amount of effort to counter extremist thought and work to build bridges of cooperation and understanding among various civilizations. The Grand Imam made the remarks during his meeting with U.S. Charge d'Affaires in Egypt, or in Cairo, Thomas Goldberger. Al-Tayyib said that Al-Azhar had been keen on communicating and cooperating with religious institutions in Egypt and abroad, topped by the Vatican, the Canterbury Cathedral and the World Council of Churches. Actually, Al-Azhar is exerting a lot of efforts recently in international affairs in particular.
As far as international, exactly as you said, internationally we have no remarks, we have no comments. They are doing a great job. Al-Tayyib is keeping very good relations with everybody, starting from the Pope and going down, and we have no complaints. But as far as the internal role of Al-Azhar, we are greedy. We want more, and we are expecting more. So I wish that he gives, the same importance as he is giving to the inside. I'm sure we are looking forward to that.
Right, moving on to أخبار اليوم newspaper. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has issued a decree to the effect that Sunday, 6th of October, will be an official paid holiday on the occasion of Armed Forces Day. The decision will be applied in ministries, government bodies and authorities, local administration units and public sector companies.
Well, of course, it goes without saying, but I want to say something here, not because I had the honor of serving in the army while the 6th of October war, but I want to say that we are still not giving it the importance it should. This is the most important event, in my opinion, in Egyptian history, in recent Egyptian history. And if you see the quantity of books and movies and series that have been produced in the United States and Europe over the wars particularly, and World War II particularly, again, you can realize that we are still very, very poor in covering the real heroic acts that took place. And the,
I think we need to concentrate on this more, especially when it comes to our new generation.
Exactly.
Just to teach
most of them, they have not seen it, they have not lived it, and no matter what maybe a father says to his son or daughter, it's not enough. This has to be documented. And I don't know, maybe you have noticed, most of our politicians, most of our statesmen, they don't write their memoirs. So we actually do not have an exact diary of what happened long before the October War, but it's about time that they sit.
But actually, I think maybe this is far, but talking about, there was a movie recently in the cinema that was
Mamar. Yes, great.
That achieved great success, and I like the idea when it comes that, yes, we have, if we are talking about people who went to this movie, talking about the new generation, the youth, they were all interested in the movie to learn more about the Egyptian history. We need more and more.
I took my children, children, they are of course married and grown-ups, but they have not seen this. And we need more and more of such movies, and not only movies, books, movies, etc., etc. This is very, very important.
Right, moving on to Al-Ahram Online. Parliament Speaker Ali Abdel said on Wednesday that Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and a number of cabinet ministers would be in Parliament the following week to address MPs on the country's economic conditions and the strategy of fighting terrorism and hostile media campaigns trying to spread chaos in Egypt. Abdel said Egypt was facing a hostile media campaign targeting the nation and its progress.
We should not expect it to stop, mind you. Our says we were subject to. No, we will be every day and every week and every month. They will not stop. So we have to be always prepared. We have to not only react promptly, but we have to act even more. Exactly. And this is the last parliamentary session. I think this year, next year the new elections are coming. So I hope that this year they concentrate on finishing all the backlog they have and on tackling such very, very important issues, because this is the new generation war. This is the fourth generation war, and we should not expect it to stop. And if it's somewhere, it will start somewhere else. So we have to be at all times.
I think also that we learned the lesson. Now if we're talking about the awareness of Egyptians, the awareness of the youth, it's not like before.
100%.
Each and every citizen, they know exactly how to confront to such rumors.
Yes.
And this is the most important part. We are learning from the experiences of others.
I cannot agree more. And not only that, but we should expect new ways and means. I don't know, this time rumors, the next time God knows what. So we have to be always not only ready, but taking preventive actions, if any, to sort of stop such acts.
Right, moving on to Al Shuruk newspaper. Minister of Housing, Utilities and Urban Communities Assam Al-Gazzar announced on Wednesday that the new Urban Communities Authority is currently setting up 9 new cities in Upper Egypt. These new cities aim at accommodating around 4.5 million citizens and providing 1.4 million job opportunities, as 10% of their area is devoted to industrial and craft activities.
Well, beautiful, but the figure of 4.5, I'm not happy with. I wish we build
more.
cities exactly to accommodate 45 million and not 4.5 million. We are increasing a lot, and this has to stop one way or the other, bringing us to another subject of population increase, which has to be faced one way or the other. But anyway, decentralization is very important. Building new cities, again, is very important. I wish we build not only 10, but God gives us the means to build 100 new cities and accommodate as many millions as possible, because this is really, this is the modern world. The concentration on 1 or 2 cities is not good, is not healthy, environmental, not friendly at all. So we need to expand, we need to build more and more cities, and I wish they build not only 10 but 100 and accommodate not only 4.5 million but 40,
millions.
Exactly.
Right, moving on to Al Shuruk newspaper. Minister of Petroleum Tariq Al-Mulla met on Wednesday with Germany's new ambassador to Cairo, where they discussed the fields of bilateral cooperation in the oil and gas sectors. The meeting also tackled the situation of the German companies working in Egypt in the fields of excavation and oil production. And actually we can see good cooperation between Germany and Egypt in this respect.
Not only in this respect. I mean, with Germany, we have seen a lot of cooperation. Of course, Germany, needless to say, is one of the most advanced industrialized countries, and they have always kept close and good relations with us. So we have to bank on this relation and get more and more expertise from Germany in different fields. And I'm sure the oil and gas field is one of the most prospective in Egypt, and that is why we have to sort of diversify our cooperation with different countries, and I'm sure it will turn out very successful.
Right, moving on to Al Masri Al-Yawm newspaper. Minister of Investment and International Cooperation said in a statement on Wednesday that the UK's investments in Egypt registered $47.8 billion through 1.817 British companies operating in the most populous Arab nation, and representatives of 15 major British firms affirmed that the growth in investments was backed by the economic legislative reforms in the North African nation.
Yes, I think that the UK is the largest and biggest partner as far as business and investment is concerned in Egypt. I don't know if I have the figures right, but I think that their investments comes as number 1. Of course, we have long relation that goes very long in the past, but again, it is important to keep good relations with UK. They are investing a lot. They are, of course, advanced, and this again is opening the door for other investors. I mean, as long as big and important countries are interested in exceeding and in increasing their investments in Egypt, again, is good for other countries to follow suit. And I'm happy that the UK is increasing its investments in Egypt, and I wish they increase more and more, regardless of if they stay or leave the European Union. I think our relations will continue, and I'm sure that UK would be more even interested to increase the relation with non-EU countries just to make up for whatever losses they may incur by just Brexiting the UN.
Yes. Right, at the end, Dr. Rauof Garrar, our political and economic analyst, always a pleasure having you.
Thank you. Have a very nice day.
Right, and with this we come to the end of our press review, but still we have more to bring you on our breakfast show. But first, moving on to a quick break, then we'll be back with more on our show.